We got the filter going, filter game on lock. We got the filter game on lock. All right, I'm done. So my daughter had a couple questions around brand deals, and I thought this would be a great conversation for you guys to kind of listen into. So I hope you enjoy it. Go ahead and leave any comments or questions that you may have throughout this, and I'll go into the comment section and answer those for you. But the first question she asked was, what was it? Lily, first of all, the first question was, do I get brand deals? And yes, I do get brand deals. The brand deals, I don't get a ton of them. I don't do a lot of pitching at all. When I get a brand deal, then I kind of just go with, or get somebody that emails me and they're like, hey, do you want to do a brand? I'm, hey, heck yeah. And then I ask how much they are paying for it. What are like the requirements? Because I do not want to lock myself into something that's like, you got to give me 20 videos for $100. We're not doing that over here. So brand deals that I've gotten in the past have spanned from, one was $1,500 for 3 videos, which was amazing. I really enjoyed doing that one. And then there was one that was $750, and the one I did for $1,500 was purely off relationships. Like, I had no audience. It was purely because I had the story that they were looking for. So that one was amazing because it was a brand that I really wanted to work with and that I've always looked up to. And it kind of came out of the blue. So that was cool. Next one was $750. I've done little mini brand deals with like business owners and stuff, $50, $100, things like that. The $750 for a 15-second video was like amazing. And then recently I just got another one that we are in the works that is $70 that I really wasn't going to do, but then I did like and what they kind of represent and the tool that they have. So I was like, okay, cool. I'll do it because I like the tool. And also they offer a referral commission. So what question did you have, Lily, around that?
Do you get sponsorships with like clothes?
Okay. So the question is, do I get sponsorships with clothes? There are a lot of places that you can like pitch. So most of the time, whenever you're getting sponsorship deals, you're pitching them. So if you find a company that you want to work with and you like their clothing, you would just send them an email and go, hey, I really like your clothing. I have an audience of, 200, 300, 5,000, 50,000 that I think, would be really interested in your clothes. And then they give you the clothes, you put them on, you try them on, you put them, in the camera or whatever. And then you basically are sending traffic. So do you know what traffic is?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're basically sending them people. Sending them leads, right? Question you just asked, because that was a good one before we started recording. Can't remember. I know it was something like, do brands come to you or something? What did you say? Something like that. Or, did YouTube? What was that question? Yeah. So the question is there a difference between the YouTube sponsorships and the regular ones? YouTube actually has a program that they offer to creators. So, and I don't know like what the criteria is for that. I probably need to look that up, but what they do is on the back end of your YouTube channel, it'll have like create content with brands or brand partnerships and stuff like that. It's like a brand I can't remember. But anyway, so they send you give you connections to all these different brands. And then based on how many engagements you get, how much engagement you get, how many subscribers you have, how much your views are, then you can work with these different brands and make money from them. So you can go on the back end of your YouTube channel and just see the list of brands. TikTok has something similar to that too, where you could just go to TikTok and you can go on the back end of your TikTok. And I think it's in the creator market or in the creator thingamajigger. I can't remember the name of it. But if you guys have questions about that, go ahead and leave a comment down below and I'll do a separate video on that if you want a video on that. But you can go in and basically partner with all these different brands on TikTok and make content for them. And then they'll pay you for it. But they also have the affiliate programs too, where you can go in and you can actually send a message to the sellers. And these are like small business, or I wouldn't say it's all of them business owners, but you could message them and be like, hey, can you send me your product for free? And then I'll do a review of it, or I'll put it in my TikTok shop and then they'll send it to you for free. That's how I got those fake Yeezys that I had, those sandals, and the book, a journal, and something else. Oh, and the little cup holder thing. I only pay $5 for all that stuff because they want you to pay for shipping. But you can send it to the brand. Any other questions around brands, deals?
Do you have to have a certain type of amount of subscribers to do clothing brand?
You probably want to have at least 1,000, at least that way they can see that, people like are watching your channel. Because your benefit to the brand is that you have people watching your channel. So you're basically creating a commercial for them. So you want to make sure that you have at least some people watching your channel. Like I said, I got the brand deal I got. My highest one was from, just connections and relationship building. And it didn't come necessarily, they weren't necessarily looking for my audience. They were just looking for people that had a story that's similar to mine. So you can also leverage it in that way. Like if you feel like you could do something cool with it, or you feel like you can create, like you're really good at Pinterest, right? So you could go to them and be like, hey, I'm sure that if I put your clothes on my Pinterest board, I can get you guys more reach. I can get you guys more viewers. And that might be a benefit for you, because a lot of people, even us adults, right? We don't even know how to work Pinterest right now. Like we're not even good at it. Well, don't tell me I wasn't recording this whole time. I did. Oh, there it is. Okay. I was about to be like, what? But yeah, so even us creators, and us adults are still trying to figure out Pinterest. So that might be a good benefit for you. It don't necessarily have to be YouTube. It can be Pinterest. So wherever you are you going to get started with it? No. Whenever they do that to me too, right? They'll ask me a ton of questions and be like, oh, I was curious about this, curious about that. And it's like, okay, cool. You ready to get started? Are you ready to move into it? You going to implement it? And they're like, no. But I hope that you are watching this and you're actually going to implement some of the things that we talked about in this video. So, some of the ways in which this knowledge hopefully can help you, and this information can help you, because brand deals are a thing of which you're going out there and you're pitching people. You're going out there and you're saying, I have this value in exchange for your product that you have, or I can help you market and promote your product to a lot more people, right? So saying that in the simplest form. Any questions you guys have, go ahead and leave them down below. But I hope you enjoyed this little conversation with my daughter. I thought it'd be cool to record it, because I know, like I said, a lot of you guys, if there's one person in the class that has the question, there's a lot more people in the class that got the question. So if you have a teenager as well and they're thinking about getting into content creation and they're looking at brand deals or how they're going to monetize, then just advise them, number one, to identify the platform that they're going to be utilizing to position themselves as the expert. Although our children are still our children, they still are babies, right? And they still have a lot to learn. They still have some expertise and they have some value that they can exchange with these companies or with organizations or even business owners that they can then leverage. Now, what I'd also tell folks is you cannot go out here and get one of these teenagers to run your social media account. That is not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is if they're running their own, they know what their people like and they know what they like. And they usually don't have a lot of the junk that us adults have from living our life, just being who we are, just being elders in, older. So they'll kind of go at it without any hesitation, right? Without any real barriers or any forethought. Right? Because they're just like, hey, I'm on it. I'm doing it. They don't have the restrictions that we give ourselves. So allow them to kind of be free and creative in that space. But then also too, if they're looking to monetize, they have to be careful, right? You got to be safe, right? So making sure that they're connecting with companies that align with their values, their morals, their ethics. And usually most of the clothing brands, they just giving out clothes, but make sure those clothes are appropriate. All right, little story time. I'm not going to say her name, but this little girl, you know who I'm talking about. This little girl, she lives, I think, in the UK or something. So I don't know. You guys might figure it out by that. And she's been doing YouTube since she was like, 4, 5? She's super young doing YouTube. And now she does these videos that are a lot. Let me just put it like that. I won't allow my child to dress like that, period. Okay. But she has very revealing clothes, but you can tell from the title that the videos are really just clickbait. They really are. The videos are clickbaity and like, I'm going to show my dad stuff I got off of Shein. And the stuff she's wearing is very revealing, very like out there, very like revealing of herself. And I'm just like, yeah, nah, we will not be, first of all, you're not creating any content like that. You are also not going to be buying any clothes like that. So I think we also have to be responsible, right, Lee? When you create content like that and you have other kids and other people that are watching you, you got to be responsible with the type of video and the type of content that you're creating, because you may be influencing someone else by wearing something that's skimpy or whatever, while you thinking it's funny and like, aha, we just doing a little prank joke video. A lot of people don't know that it's a prank joke video, and a lot of people may think that those clothes are appropriate, right? So it's, you can say it. She thinks they're appropriate. Of course she does, because she thinks they're cute, right? But, I had to explain to her that there's this movie called Pretty Woman, right? And there's also a couple of other, there's responsibility. And for her, and even for my daughter, right, I have to sit down and have this conversation with her about why you shouldn't wear certain clothing, the clothing that's appropriate for you to take. We even had a situation recently where I had to speak to her about what type of pictures she takes and how your pictures can be perceived by older men or just people in general. So it's that conversation that you need to have with your kids around content creation and around, brand deals, because the majority of them, they're just looking at it as, oh, I can get followers, or as they aren't thinking about the impact that they're having on someone else that may be watching their content. When a little kid is watching your content, they're 8 years old. Now, is that appropriate for an 8-year-old to wear? She's playing around. She's messing with me right now, but she understands, right? We don't want any kids out here watching your content and getting an idea that that's the way that they should dress and that that's appropriate. So just be careful. So number one, identifying the platform. Number two, understanding your responsibility when you create content, and even switching that around, right? Number one is understanding your responsibility when creating content. And then number two, finding the right platform that you're already on, that you're pretty good at. And then number three, just allowing yourself to get out here and start to pitch a lot of the brands, but allowing yourself to be yourself and just be creative. But pitching brands is a huge part of that. If you're not ready to pitch brands, you ain't ready for brand deals, okay? If you're not ready to create content that is appropriate, because also, too, to go to that, Lily, you can get dinged by YouTube as that being inappropriate, and then your whole channel can be demonetized. Or they'll take it all down in a minute. Oh, yeah. Just for whatever. Because if they get reports from people that are watching your content and they're like, I don't like, the button that you can report people's content with, they can get so many of them, they'll demonetize them in a minute. And they will take down their channel and delete all their videos. You will have your whole library and catalog gone. Don't play with YouTube. They not playing, okay? They don't play that, especially when it comes to kids content and stuff that's like they feel like maybe in that category. They will take you down. So you have to be careful. You don't own none of these platforms. These platforms are theirs. So you have to kind of play by their rules. But like I said, I know that particular content creator, between her and her parents, they do a lot of content that is like make-believe, for lack of better words, right? They're putting a title like surprising my mom with my hairdo, when they already know and they've pre-talked about it already, that this is the video, this is what we're going to do in the video, this is how the video is going to come out. And it's purely for entertainment purposes. It isn't meant to be like a real life thing, right? It's kind of like reality TV. Right? While they say it's reality TV, we all know it ain't real. Okay. It's all pre-planned. They sit down, they have a conversation, they talk about how the scene is going to play out, and then they record it. Right. So in that same way, they kind of use that and they get views from it. But I hope this was helpful. Any other questions you have, Lily, before we go out? Okay, but I hope this was helpful to you all, and just hearing some information around brand deals, what you need to do with them, and how you can get them on, especially on some of these platforms. And I believe actually Facebook and Instagram also has a particular program that's similar to that as well. So make sure you go ahead and leave me a comment down below. Let me know if you enjoyed this video, if you like more videos like this, or if you have any questions. I will go ahead and answer those, and I will see you all in the next video. You ready? 1, 2, 3, Lily. Peace. She didn't do it with me.